Hello, Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. I hope you're well. Thank you very much for being here. I'm Jen with Timeline Tarot, and this is a timeless message for you from your future self. The reason why it is timeless is that this message is meant for you at the time that you find it, whenever you find it. It is a collective general reading, so as the messages come through today, take what fits and leave what doesn't, because if it's not your message, it simply means it is meant for someone else. And of course, be sure to check out your other placements. If you don't know what they are, in the description box, there is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. With all of that said, now let's begin. Tapping into the Taurus collective now for Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What is the message from Taurus's future self to them today? What does Taurus's future self like to tell them? One more shuffle here. Thank you. What would your future self like to tell you? Fear, card number 18. And at the bottom of the deck, you have community, card number 10. So I'm going to read to you the Oracle cards meaning from the Urban Crow Oracle book, and then we will get into tarot and clarify the message even further for you. So card number 18, fear. Have you seen crows hanging around a scarecrow? I'm sure they were once afraid of it, but over time, with knowledge, that fear disappeared. Are there old beliefs passed down from generation to generation that hold you back out of fear? Fear asks that you examine your beliefs. Are they in sync with reality? Are your decisions and actions based on old information that no longer holds relevance today? Sure, fear can save us from making painful or costly mistakes. However, if given too much power, fear also creates inaction and stagnation. Fear prevents our creative mind from exploring all possible solutions to our problems. When this card appears, you may consider looking inward and checking in to see where you are allowing fear to limit your potential. As the saying goes, fortune favors the brave. Just as the crow on the card reaps the benefits of a field of untapped potential as the fearful crows hold back, you too have an opportunity where fear has kept others at bay. For you, the fearless, all you need to do is swoop in and seize the moment. And then you have card number 10, community. Here in the Seattle area, we have 3 big roosts. The largest, I believe, is the one at the UW Bothell campus. Each of these roosts serves as a community. It is a sanctuary. It is a place for the crows to retreat to in the evening where they are accepted and comforted. Lean on your community. Lean into the groups of people who you feel most at peace with during times of friction or stress. When you pull community, think of it as a nudge to connect with the group that interests you. Not only will you find new opportunities there, you will become part of a group focused on a similar goal. Community may also indicate that you would benefit from examining your relationships within a group or a belief system. Are your goals and beliefs in alignment with the group's philosophy? Do you remain within a community because it is simply part of your history, but your involvement or participation is limited, and as a result, you feel disconnected? You may need to consider if the philosophy of a community that you no longer connect with is still impacting your decisions or your perception of events. Okay, let's get into tarot. Fear and community. Taurus, I feel like some of you are stuck in your lives in a particular situation, environment, or connection. I'm going to just call it a chapter to make it easier on the reading for you, and you can interpret that chapter how you see fit. But I feel like you're stuck based on belief patterns that no longer align to you. And for some of you, these are belief patterns that other people around you hold, and you feel some kind of need to uphold their beliefs, even though they no longer align with yours. And there's a little bit of fear of what happens if I break away from that or if I voice opposition to those beliefs. Okay, let's get into tarot. Clarify this message, please, further for the Taurus collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. This message from their future self. We are clarifying card number 18, fear, and card number 10, community. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Okay, Taurus, we have judgment. We have the Queen of Cups, and we have the Magician. In the bottom row, you have the 7 of Wands, you have the 4 of Cups, and you have the Page of Pentacles. At the bottom of the deck, you have the Page of Swords, you have the Devil, there you go, and you have the 3 of Swords. And that leaves the Moon, Temperance, and 2 of Swords here to the Lovers at the bottom of the deck. Okay. We're going to clarify this with the After Tarot deck. If you're not familiar with this deck, the images on these cards are different as well as the meanings, and we'll go through them as necessary for your reading today. Clarify this further, please, for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. This message from their future self. We are clarifying judgment, Queen of Cups, the Magician, Seven of Wands, Four of Cups, Page of Pentacles. I want to make sure my mic is on. Okay, it is. Clarify this, please, for the Taurus collective. One more shuffle. Thank you. Judgment is being clarified by the Sun. The Queen of Cups is clarified by the Page of Swords. The Magician is clarified by the Queen of Cups. The Seven of Wands is clarified by the Six of Pentacles. The Four of Cups is clarified by Judgment. The Page of Pentacles is clarified by the Three of Wands. At the bottom of the deck, you have the Seven of Swords. You have the Eight of Pentacles, and you have the Knight of Pentacles. That leaves you Two of Swords, Ten of Swords, Temperance at the bottom of the deck. It could be several people for some of you, but I feel like there's one person in particular. I don't read body parts if you've seen my readings before. I just go by energy. I know that you have someone here in your life, Taurus, this Queen of Cups, again, could be King of Cups, and they don't necessarily have to be a parental figure or even a water sign. But this person has a lot to say. This Queen of Cups is clarified here by the Page of Swords, and the Page of Swords here is clarified by the Devil. And that's further clarified by the Three of Swords. So this person has a lot to say. This is a very opinionated person. Now, this could be someone who currently is in your life or someone who's no longer in your life, but something that they said to you is still ingrained within you. And it's causing you to make decisions in your life at this time, and not really decisions, more like creating hesitation in your life at this time based upon this person's perception of you. The Queen of Cups is clarified by the Page of Swords. I have the Queen of Cups here to the Magician, and this all ties into the Page of Swords to the Devil. So this is a highly manipulative individual. This is someone who knows how to craft their words in order to keep you stuck. I don't know if this was ever this person's intention, but this is the outcome. And again, like I said, for some of you, this person's currently in your life, and for others of you, they no longer are, but something that they said really became part of who you are, and it has restricted you. Judgment to the Sun card. What your future self is trying to tell you is that you need to see this person very clearly. When it's nighttime, right? When the sun is down, you can't really see anything. You can only maybe see a couple of feet in front of you, depending on where you live in the world. I know where I live, it's quite dark here at nighttime. We barely have street lamps. We joke about it all the time, but that's life out here in the country. But in the daytime, regardless of where you live in the world, and the sun is out and it's shining, you can see for far greater distances. It's almost like you have an inability to see how this person's words, something they currently are saying to you or have said to you in the past, is restricting you in your life. And your future self is asking you to cast some light on that. I think that you'll be able to heal this wound within you that has kept you restrictive if you can see that a current belief that you have is really no longer yours, even if it at one time was, and it's no longer serving you. It is keeping you stuck. And if you can see that clearly, you'll be able to cast judgment, not in a negative, judgmental way towards this person, but you'll understand the reason why I'm stuck is because I'm allowing this person to influence my life when their influence no longer aligns, or their belief or their philosophy no longer aligns to who or what I am. And this is what I'm talking about, the Seven of Wands to the Six of Pentacles. At some point in time, this person said something to you, and I think they did it out of love or charity or resourcefulness, wanting to help you. But what it has done, it has made you draw a line in the sand in your life and say, I can't go beyond this line. This is a self-imposed restriction, basically, that was created within you when this person said or did whatever it was here that they said or did. And again, I think they did it out of charity or love, or again, this could even go back to your childhood with that Page of Swords. But it has restricted you. It has put you currently in a situation, whether this is in career and finance, love and romance, or some other aspect of your life, where you're really not content. You're really not happy. The Three of Cups that this person is looking at isn't terrible. The Three of Cups is celebration. It is happiness. It is community, but it's not fulfillment. It's not the Ten of Cups. And so there's a part of you that looks at a certain aspect of your life and you feel like, I really wish that it could be better. I wish it could be the Ten of Cups. It's the Three of Cups and it's okay. But I would really love to grab that Ace of Cups, some new creative beginning here in your life. But you sort of have been rejecting it. And I think you've been rejecting it because of what this person said to you in the past, or maybe is currently saying to you. And there's a need for you here to make this judgment call, to see this clearly. If you're able to do that, Page of Pentacles to the Three of Wands, you'll be able to learn something new. And what you're learning new here is, I've been allowing someone else's belief or philosophy or opinion to hold me back. And once you make that judgment call and you're able to break free from it, one, it becomes something new that you've learned. Oh my God, I've been keeping myself small. And then number two, you get to create a path or a plan forward. The Three of Wands is astrologically the sun in Aries, the sun. So once you can see this for what it is, then you're able to move forward. I don't know if this person was or is purposefully manipulative to you. I'm going to leave that up to you to decide. I'm getting something here centered around life philosophy or religion. I'm not an anti-religious person. I've been able to blend my spirituality and my religious beliefs quite nicely. In fact, I was just talking to my person about this the other day. I said, I'm not anti really any religion. I take little parts from all of them. I believe in God as the universal creator, and I've been able to build my spirituality into these various religious beliefs that I have. And at the heart of it, I do consider myself a Christian. So I'm not anti-religion when I say this. It could be a religious nature that I'm picking up here, like this person was brought up believing a certain I'll call it religious philosophy. And if it's not religious based, then it's just some kind of moral compass or code that this person lives by. And it might suit them very well. And it may have served you at some point in time also. But the point is that it no longer has. You've outgrown it. And there's something like that here. And I feel like you are continuing, or at least your future self is trying to tell you, Taurus, you're really holding yourself back from the life you want because you're allowing this older, outdated belief that no longer aligns with you to keep you trapped. So the Knight of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Seven of Swords. I kind of feel like you can take part, and I normally don't get this in the Seven of Swords. In the After Tarot deck, this is not the same meaning as what we know from the original Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot deck. In this Seven of Swords, the person is moving forward. They are looking back, and they're very careful with each step because they don't want to make a mistake. They don't want to get caught in a trap or make an error or a misjudgment. The feeling that I get here is that sort of how I've been able to blend my religious beliefs and my spiritual beliefs. I feel like you can blend this belief from this person because I think part of it still remains within you. It just has evolved or changed. And I think you can work in that Eight of Pentacles to kind of blend the two so you can move forward from being stuck. I'm going to clarify some of this for you, but I hope so far this message is resonating for you. Clarify that Queen of Cups. Who is this person? Clarify the energy of the Queen of Cups. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Queen of Cups is clarified by the Two of Cups. The Three of Cups, that's what we are currently existing in, basically. And the Ten of Swords. Bottom of the deck, Two of Swords. Okay. Interesting. We have both cards here. Two different meanings at the bottom of the deck. Page of Swords. Tell me about the Page of Swords. One more shuffle. Thank you. Page of Swords is clarified by the Page of Cups, the High Priestess, and the Seven of Cups. Bottom of the deck, we have the Emperor. This is someone, masculine or feminine, doesn't matter. I feel for some of you it's a parental figure or someone that you looked up to or maybe currently still look up to. I think you see this person as someone who has a lot of knowledge, could be spiritual in nature, or has a very close association with religion of any kind. The feeling here is that at some point in time, and I feel like for a lot of you, went back to childhood. This person taught you or gave you some type of impression of what partnership should look like, whether that's professional, platonic, or romantic. How much a person should be able to enjoy themselves or have excess or have fun or have community. And I think that what this has done is kind of squash your growth. So what do I mean by that? Let's say I'm speaking to a Taurus where you grew up in a family where your parents did not believe in divorce. Just an example I'm being given. And so you learned from early on what romantic partnerships should be like, what they should and shouldn't have, what true, quote unquote, true happiness is. And that even in the hard times, when you are backstabbed, betrayed, cheated on, you're always supposed to stay. There's there's no getting a divorce in this family type of thing. Again, just an example I'm being given, because it would be not just anti the family's philosophy, but anti some kind of religious belief. And I think there was a period of time in your life where you believe that too, but it no longer applies to you. And I don't know why that is. You've changed, you evolved, you've grown, you've had your own life experiences. And as an adult now, you would like to make different decisions. But the one thing holding you back was something here that you learned from this person. And we're getting a lot of page energy here. And so I do feel like this was impressed upon you as a child. And I think it's become part of who you are. Like the high priestess sometimes could talk about her subconscious. And it's when I'm looking at it like this and the messages that I'm intuitively picking up, it's like you're keeping yourself, I don't want to just say small, you're keeping yourself in a situation, environment, or connection that's restrictive, that no longer allows you to grow, that is betraying you. And at the same time, you're betraying yourself. And your future self is trying to tell you it's time to leave those 6 cups. Not necessarily this person. I'm not telling you to stop talking to your mother or your father or whoever was so impressionable upon you as a child. But there is something about leaving their beliefs aside and grabbing your own Ace of Cups. That's what this person is doing in the After Tarot deck. So again, I don't know if necessarily this person is or was a bad person. I just think that they said something in terms of partnership and connection, and you feel obligated to continue living your life that way, even though it is now becoming very detrimental to you and restrictive. Magician. Tell me about the Magician energy for this Queen of Cups. Tell me about and you know, the Magician is ruled by Mercury, and Mercury rules communication. So again, I feel like this was mostly something that someone said repetitively growing up. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Magician is clarified by the 2 of Swords, the 8 of Swords. There's that self-imposed imprisoned, and we have the Queen of Swords. Bottom of the deck, you have a King of Cups. Yeah, I feel for a lot of you, this was parental figure or figures. And it doesn't necessarily have to be parents. It could be guardians. It could be your grandparents, aunts and uncles. Could be a teacher. Someone that you looked up to at some point in time said something to you that created now this self-imposed restriction. And I think you value this person. I think there's love there. I think there's appreciation and respect. And I think that you trust this person. The Queen of Swords is a very trustworthy person. So even though part of you feels like, well, this no longer aligns to who I am, there's another part of you that says, but I really don't want to do something anti this. I don't want to do something that goes against this belief, because then I feel like I'm betraying this person, whether they're still in my life or not. Because there's a lot of respect and esteem and admiration and love for this person. And it's almost like I don't want to disappoint them, whether they're currently in my life or not. Queen of Cups. Clarify that Queen of Cups further. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Queen of Cups is clarified by the 5 of Pentacles, the 10 of Pentacles, and the Wheel of Fortune. Bottom of the deck, 10 of Wands. I think you have, I really do believe that this is a family-orientated philosophy or belief, or it could be a group or community philosophy as well. I think there's a part of you that believes, and I don't know if this person ever said this to you, or this is just something that your mind has kind of put together, that if you were to do something differently or go against the grain or do something contrary to this person's beliefs, that you would be like excommunicated from the family or the community or the group. And I think that's what has made you so hesitant to spin this wheel in your favor. This is the Wheel of Fortune. And it's like you're almost afraid of expanding your life in a new direction because you don't want to be ostracized from this group or this person. 4 of Cups. Tell me about Taurus's current situation. It's almost like these beliefs are keeping you at the 3 of Cup level, and you're not happy at the 3 of Cup level, because like every human who walks the face of the earth, you're desiring the 10 of Cups, which is your complete and full emotional contentment, however you define it. And for some reason, you're unable to attain that right now because of the self-imposed restriction that was put on you by someone else. Tell me about the 4 of Cups, Taurus's current situation. One more shuffle. Thank you. The 4 of Cups is clarified by the 8 of Wands, the Emperor, and there's that 5 of Pentacles again. Bottom of the deck, 2 of Pentacles. It's like I'm only allowed to grow so far. I can only be the emperor of my life and make decisions up to a certain point. If I try to, 8 of Wands, move beyond this line in the sand that I've theoretically created for myself, then I'm cast out. This is what has been implanted in you. It's like growing up and your family has a family business. I don't know, let's say they have a bakery and you grew up in this business and you have been ingrained or indoctrinated. This is a family business. We're a third generation bakery. When you grow up, guess what you're going to be? You're going to be a baker. And now you're at a stage as an adult and you're like, I really don't want to be a fucking baker for the rest of my life. You know, I want to be an accountant, or I want to be a musician, or I want to be creative. You're ruled by Venus. You know, Venus is about luxury and self-care and doing something that you love that brings a sense of stability to your life. And you could be looking at this like, this is not me nurturing myself to the best of my ability because I'm playing the role of a baker when I don't want to be a baker. I don't hate baking. In fact, I like baked goods, but I would rather eat them than make them. And I'd rather do something else. But again, it's like feeling trapped. But if I tell them I don't want to be part of the family business, I may be ostracized. 2 Five of Pentacles cards here. So suddenly the family says, you don't want to be a baker? Well, then you're out. You're out of the family. And I think that's a fear. And again, I don't know if exactly your parents said to you, Taurus, if you decide to not be a baker, you're out of the family. But something was said in a direct way, even if it was subliminally, and has now become ingrained in you. And I think your future self is telling you it's time to make the judgment call to stand up to that. Again, not necessarily to that person, but to that belief. Tell me about judgment. One more shuffle. Thank you. 6 of Cups. Again, we go back to that past. The Empress, there you are in your power. And the King of Pentacles, really in your power. Your future self is telling you to break out of this mindset. You don't have to leave behind the family or bakery or baked goods, using that example. But you do have to break out of that mindset. It's extremely restrictive. And if this message is resonating for you, regardless of when you're seeing it, I'm not telling you anything you don't know. But your future self is telling you the first thing you need to see is that these beliefs that you have are not yours. I don't know for some of you if they ever were, but I know that they're not your beliefs now. Page of Pentacles. Tell me about the Page of Pentacles. This is 1, learning this lesson, and 2, now creating a plan. The future self is telling you to create a plan now so you can ease out of this, move out of this, move towards your destiny. One more shuffle here. Thank you. King of Pentacles to the King of Pentacles. The 10 of Pentacles and the World card. Bottom of the deck, 5 of Wands. This is your life's lesson, Taurus, and this is what your future self is telling you. Your life lesson is for you to, using the bakery analogy as an example, to break away from the family business, to follow your own career path, dream, or goal. Your family will still be there to support you, and you will make your own 10 of Pentacles. You don't have to worry about being ostracized from the family's 10 of Pentacles. If this really is like leaving behind an actual political organization or religious organization, there's another one waiting for you that will embrace you and doesn't require you to keep yourself small. 3 of Wands. So the situation you currently find yourself in, there is no growth. You can continue to stay in it. You have the divine gift of free will, but it will never become the 10 of Cups or the 10 of Pentacles. Or I should say it'll never become the 10 of Cups. And 10 of Pentacles will always be beholden to this person. The only way that you get to create your own 10 of Pentacles on your terms is for you to disengage from this belief. And then you can be who or what you want to be without restriction. 3 of Wands, one more shuffle. Thank you. The 3 of Wands is clarified by the 5 of Cups, the Tower, and the Moon. Bottom of the deck, 9 of Pentacles. Becoming single, free, and independent of the mindset, of the philosophy, of the belief, maybe even from a specific individual or a group of people. I was just telling Aries to feel the fear and do it anyway. There are new people on your path. Do I think that you'll be completely ostracized from everyone that makes up this 10 of Pentacles group or organization? No. I will be honest, some people will not be happy, particularly this Queen of Cups. She or he, I don't read body parts, seems to be a bit heartbroken when you decide to go in another direction. There could be some combativeness on their part in that 5 of Wands. Tell me more about that. One more shuffle. Thank you. We have the Ace of Swords. That is the truth. The Sun. And you have the Six of Wands. You may not see it now, but if this person is still in your life, because I don't know, for some of you, this person has passed away. But if this person is still in your life, when they see you move towards this sun, they're actually really happy for you. This person or group of people, they don't end up abandoning you. They do end up coming around. Now, I'll be honest with you, it may take up to 1 year. Sun card for me in terms of timing is 1 calendar year. So it may take 1 year. You might have to do the first year without this person or these people. So going back to that first example, if you're a Taurus and you were grown up, you were raised, or, you grew up in a household where there was like no divorce, but now you're deciding to get one, your family may take up to 12 months to come back around again. Different family members will trickle in at different times. But as they see you becoming happy, standing strong, they will come around and support you. Ace of Swords, the Sun, and the Six of Wands, your breakthrough moment of growth becomes their breakthrough moment of growth as well. I bet you didn't see that coming, because I didn't see that coming. So Seven of Swords, Eight of Pentacles, and Knight of Pentacles. Your future self is telling you, take a little bit of what you learned from the past and start working ever so diligently to create your future. Do it without fear and without hesitation. Tell me more about that Seven of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles. One more shuffle. Thank you. Page of Pentacles, the Emperor, and the Page of Wands. Bottom of that, Queen of Pentacles. Small incremental steps of discovery. The new life, what will it take? It's well within your capability. And because it's now your future, you can create it. You can make it become anything you want. You're starting off from scratch, no longer beholden to a philosophy or opinions or beliefs that you outgrew a long time ago. So your future self is telling you to recognize that the only thing holding you back is not so much yourself, but the words that someone else embedded or implanted in you a long time ago. And like I said, maybe at some point in time they resonated with you, but no longer. So if you want to leave the bakery, using that example, this is the time now for you to learn some new skills so you can find your own job or create your own business. And it can be whatever you want it to be. Future's so bright, you got to wear shades. But first, it's going to require you to see this for what it is. Let's get you 3 cards of advice, Taurus. One more shuffle here. Thank you. That Emperor card came out again. And there's the Devil at the bottom of the deck. Your advice. 6 of Cups, that past, the Magician, and the Emperor. You can't make it up. Your advice from your future self is to take a really good look at your beliefs, how they've been holding you back, where did they originate from, and to be honest with yourself and say they have been controlling you or keeping you small or keeping you in a box. And it's time for you to take control of your destiny, Taurus. It's time for you to break those chains, to use all of your resources and to move forward, create a new solid foundation in your life where you are the mother figure, father figure of your future, where you are the authority of your decisions and not this philosophy or person or set of beliefs or group or community, which has kept you very restrictive. Regardless of when you see this reading, your future self is telling you the time is now. The time is now to create a new path or a new plan. That is what I have for you, Taurus. If you like that message, it resonates with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video if you're able to do that. And until I read for you again, good luck with this. And as always, I'm sending you light, love, and peace.